Welcome. This video is about Qualtrics Assignment number 1. Now, Qualtrics Assignment number 1 is under Module 2. Let me back up a little bit. In order to do Qualtrics Assignment number 1, you need to do both Module 1 and Module 2. So let me go to Module 1 and show you the steps. Okay, I encourage you to read the learning objectives. These learning objectives is consistent with step 1 and step 2 of Qualtrics University that I told you about. So just read step 1 through 6 and do the activities. Okay, so now of course by this time you should have created your own account at Cal Poly's Qualtrics brand, and then watch the introduction video, and then step 1 beginning to build video, and step 2 customizing survey pathways video. Okay, and then you need to download this Word file. Okay, this Word file was created by using the export feature of Qualtrics. Okay, and then once you see this Word file, then you try to replicate that in Qualtrics. In other words, construct Qualtrics version of questionnaire. Okay, now when you do so, you need to embed various functions of Qualtrics you learned in introduction and step 1 and 2 videos that you watched. Okay, so let me show you this Word version of survey. Okay, so you can see the format that you see here is not a good representation of what you will see in Qualtrics. Okay, so let me go through this and then tell you what you need to do. All right, the first page is supposed to be cover page of survey. Okay, and then so what you want to do is when you create Qualtrics version, you just need to copy and paste most of these. Of course, there are some things you cannot just copy. Okay, for instance, Q1.1, this is question number, so you need to add question number appropriately. All right. Now, also, the numbers you see inside the parentheses is what Qualtrics do at the back end. If someone chooses yes, I would like to participate in this research, then Qualtrics will record it as 1. And this is how it stores the respondent's response in its database. Okay, now this Word version also include right here, this is called skip logic. So if it said if no is selected, then skip to end of survey. Okay, this way those people who do not want to participate, they will be sent to the back of the survey so that they exit the survey. Okay, so you need to embed this. You cannot just copy and then post in Qualtrics version. You need to edit accordingly as you have learned from the videos. Same thing here. This is a screening question. Question 1.2. Have you worked in market research related profession? If someone chooses yes, then Qualtrics will record the person's response as 1. No, then 2. Okay, and here is another skip logic. So in other words, the question is organized as Q11 and Q1.2, and then it jumped to Q2.1 and to Q2.2. Okay, that suggests that the Qualtrics organized question numbers by section. So we had a first section with 2 questions, and then we have another section, section 2, which is part 1. Okay, so all the questions under part 1 is given question number Q2, okay, starting with Q2.1, Q2.2, and so on. All right. So again, all these numbers that you see inside the parentheses, that is the number at the back end, the Qualtrics will use. So you may want to check this is what you have in your Qualtrics survey as well. Okay. Now this one is interesting because there is a number associated with each of them except for the first one, and the first one simply says, please select. This suggests that this question is a pull-down menu. So in just small kind of cylinder this window, you will see only please select, and then if you click the button, then the rest of them will appear. So use that feature. And the rest of them, let me go through and see there is something special. Okay, now this one has interesting numbers. Got 3, 2, 1, then all of a sudden 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now where is this 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8? Well, it's probably that those there were when this question was added and these columns were added. At one point, there was those numbers, but then those options were deleted, and then 9 and 10 were continuously added. So then, even if those numbers are deleted, the Qualtrics will not go back and start number 4. It will continue to a number even though those numbers no longer exist. All right. Now part 2, start with question 3.1, and okay. Now very much is coded as 3, some are 2, not at all 1, and don't know. Now, if you don't if you don't modify record, Qualtrics will automatically number any labels that appear first as 1. So very much 1, somewhat 2, not at all 3. And it is better to make this magnitude of this number match with the magnitude of whatever the scale that you are dealing with. So very much is the highest level. So it's better to call it 3 as opposed to 1. So that means that you need to record it in Qualtrics. Okay, so let me go to Qualtrics and briefly show you how to recode it. All right, here, okay, here this is the Qualtrics version. Now, as you can see, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, and each block will include a certain number of questions depending on how many questions you want to add there. Okay, let me, what's this? Let's see. Yeah. So this is the question I just showed you in Word version. So let's see, in order to see what the Qualtrics did at the back end, you need to click on, see, this one it already has X and then arrow, and then if you hover over it, it says this question has recorded values. Okay, now that's different than other questions. Well, this one also has these. That's because I've already recorded it. So let me click this, and now in your own version you will see instead of 3 the default number is 1, and then here instead of 1 default number will be 3, but you want to change it like this, as I discussed previously. All right, okay, so let me go back to Word version and keep going down. So we have a similar structure for a series of topics that we ask, and this one is so-called, let's see, answer if. Which program do you think would be valuable for market research industry? Okay, if the answers to this question above was master's degree, then you want to show this question. This is so-called display logic. And then here's another display logic. Answer, if what programs would you be personally interested in enrolling in the future? If master's degree is selected, then you want to show this question. All right. Part 3. Now, part 3 is where we describe graduate certificate in marketing research program, and then ask an attitude toward that program and intentions, so on and so forth. And here, once again, there is a display logic. So you answer to this question is somewhat unlikely, or, and how likely do you think researchers would be involved in. If that question was unlikely, then you want to also show this question. Or if the question is very unlikely, then you want to show this question. So the idea is that if someone is not likely, someone likely, very unlikely to be enrolled in this class, then we want to know about why. What is the factor that influence their likelihood? Okay, so continue to go down. Now, let me go back. This is the final section, section 4, demographics. So we have a series of demographic questions. And also this is a display logic. Once again, for anyone who has bachelor's degree, master's degree, or PhD degree, then you want to ask this question. If someone has a master's or PhD degree, then we want to ask them, what was your major for master's degree? And for those who have a PhD degree, then we want to ask, only for those who have a PhD degree, we want to ask this question: what was your major for PhD degree? Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, now this one is about in what state do you currently reside? Now notice that we have those 50 states plus I do not reside in the United States. Now this question, I didn't make this. I didn't type in Qualtrics. What I did was I selected this question from Qualtrics library, question library, and it has some number of built-in questions that people use often. So you want to save a time for yourself by using that. And here once again, those are display logic, another display logic. And finally, we have two open-ended questions. Okay, this is it. So I'm going to stop right here.